Okay, let's see if I'm live. It seems I'm live. Is there anyone on chat? Hello? Good evening. For me it's evening at least. And let's see if my automation works this time. I have prepared so much automation, but we need to check out if it works. But it seems not to work on Twitter, doesn't seem to work, and on the Discord maybe it requires a bit more time. The persons in chat, the people in chat, sorry. Okay. Okay. If we manage today, we are going to finish this map, and at least the cinematic part, but should be basically done. I'm waiting for some models. I think I can release in beta even if I don't have this model ready. So, my dear automation, are you working or not? It seems you are not. You don't want to work. Why you don't want to work? Yeah, maybe it has a bit of delay. Let's see. It seems to work. Seems to work. Okay. So I will say okay. It seems to work. Okay. It is working. Guys, I'm happy. I have automation. I will improve automation for sure, but this is automation on Discord and Twitter. This is really good. Okay, so to everyone here now, today we are going to finish the cinematics of this map, and actually I have basically finished them all already. Okay, most of the cinematics in this map are done already. The second one is completely done, 100%, and the first one still needs a bit of polish. I would say we should start by looking at how the cinematics are right now. Hello Disco Commandos, welcome again. So, to see how they look, we can just test the map and see. And I hope to have prepared everything quite right, and you can tell me what you think is wrong. Of course, there is some stuff that's very obviously wrong, but there is also other stuff that it's not obviously wrong, that it's subject to opinion and to personal taste. Let's see where we are at right now. Let's give him some time. Okay. I love the new monitor. With the new monitor, it's all so much easier. Okay. How much I would love to redraw this minimap. I actually have a version redrawn, but I can't implement it in the game because custom loading screens are fucked, especially if you need translations, like me. So this is a very sad thing. I hope Blizzard will fix it. I don't think they will, but I hope. Let's see. Okay. And yes, my Zeppelin fan, you can see that we are back with Zeppelins now.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lord Oran immediately.
Still have to
Lord Uther has
recall
convinced the
our
king to recall this
his
expedition.
dress.
We're to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead.
Hey there, Shady.
You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Hello, Jen.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
Okay, this part is
Captain,
much worse,
why are the guards
much
not
less refined.
posts? Well, my lord, your father had our troops recalled at Lord Uther's request.
No Shady under Jane. The emissary is an elf in World of Warcraft. This is why he is an elf. This is
Uther had my
not the
troops
best
recalled?
still.
Damn it!
I have to work
My
on that,
warriors
and
abandoned me.
we'll do
I'll
it right
never
now.
defeat Mal'Ganis.
The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
Burned down to their frames.
I like this shot. Not perfect, the camera angle is not perfect, but I think this shot is quite nice. With a snowy background, it's quite powerful. Okay, so we don't want to play the map, we want to exit the game and go back to walk. Yes, of course, Sartas could look further down. This is something that that I might consider. It depends. I had still to refine the second part of the cinematic, and I've just added all the sound. Yeah, Muradin is small, so when he's speaking to Muradin, it should look downstairs. But when he says, while our job here is done, I don't want him to look at Muradin directly during that sentence, because that sentence is more general. First, because it's also referring to the two captains that back there watching, and also because it's is actually a very powerful sentence that he says. It's starting to get mad. Okay, this is what I'm trying to convey here. So, because of that, we need to now let's see what we have done, and we need to go back to the drawing board. Which one? Because there are many cameras focusing on the emissary. There is the one which is looking on the front of the emissary, on the other one. We can try to reduce a bit the zoom. Okay, so it should be you mean that camera. Of course, you have to interpolate. You cannot see the emissary in here. When you are making modifications at already working cinematics, you cannot have units here to look at for reference, so you have to imagine them. So this is the camera you are speaking about. I'm speaking to Disco Commandos, yes. Okay, we can try. No harm in trying. We can just do that. This should be more than enough. Besides that, there is some mismatch in sounds in the first part of the cinematic, and I should reduce a bit the sound volume of the Zeppelin moving, because it does not look perfectly, so I prefer to have it a bit lowered so it's less noticeable. Anyway, it will not be a Zeppelin, the final release. It will be another kind of transport, so it doesn't need to have so much noise. It doesn't matter so much. I want to have a bit of noise, but we can reduce it to like 60, 70. Oh, sorry. I should make sure it's in the first monitor. Okay. And then we have some stuff. So I have some mismatch in... I have some mismatch for what concerns some sounds, so I need to check when Fallon Fort salutes. Fallon Fort salute sound, this is the first time it does that, then it waits that time, and then it does it again. But this does not work as it should, so we need to check out how long is the sound. This sound can be found here, is the Foley tree, and it's 1 second. So here we have 1 second, 70, 70. This is probably not so precise, So I can do this, and this should probably fix it. Then we have changed the camera, and now I need to do another little thing with sounds. If you noticed, and you didn't, I am mostly sure you didn't, each time a unit moves, each time a unit runs, you hear a different noise. Okay, this is something very, very important from the point of view of the game, because you need to have the this to improve the quality of the cinematics. So in cinematics, it's very important to have these sounds. Luckily, Reforged added all of these sounds to the cinematics, and these cinematics and these sounds are quite good. I usually put them on loop, so while a unit is moving, they will loop. For example, a trigger will look like that. While Muradin moves, when Muradin starts moving, then I will play its walk sound, and when you arrive, it will stop the sound, and the sound will loop for all the time during that time period. That means that while Muradin walks, it plays the sound. Of course, these sounds are not meant to be looped, so sometimes you can hear the sounds reducing and increasing, so you have to keep the volume in check. If you have the right volume, the effect is nice without being noticeable the fact that they don't loop perfectly, and it's a very, very good compromise. I think it's not that bad. So however, there is a problem, and the problem is that all of these sounds are the same. If we have multiple units like footmen walking, each one of them has the same sound. The same sound should not be used by all the units. And you can say, okay, use a different sound. But if I choose that sound, it's because that sound is one of the best ones to represent that kind of movement. And I have chosen that a long time ago. So I have a different solution. It's a solution that I will suggest to everyone trying to add repetitive sounds to any kind of action or environment. You can change the pitch. If you change the pitch, you will get a different sound by using the same sound. This way, each unit walk will look different, will feel different, will sound different. This is important because if you have multiple units walking at once, you will not hear the same sound repeated, but you will hear different sounds, and this is what happens in reality. Okay, so our mind is tricked into thinking there are multiple different sounds for one for each unit, while in truth there is only one. And so to do that, we can count how many are there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 6, I can say I can go 09, 95, 1, 1.05, 1.00, and 1.15. Okay. This also applies to this other, for example. So we have only 3, we can go for 95, 1, 1.05, and we should also increase a bit the volume of that ones because they are too low with respect to walking. Okay. Also, bear in mind that each one of these sounds is attached to the specific unit, so it will change depending on where the unit is in the 3D space. Now we have to do the same for all of these follow one. We have 3, 6 again, so we can go here and go 9, 95, we skip 1, and then 5, 1, 1, and then 1, 1, 5. The same thing for this 2, we can just have this one and this one be lower. And we can also use this one. We have still 6, so we can go do the same. We will go down this time just for a bit of change. And voila. this should be quite good already. So now we need to make sure everything is attached correctly, and this is done into the trigger editor in the setup. So we have Muradin walk sound, Faleric walk sound, Marwin walk sound, Ballon 4 salute and walk sound, Footman emissary walk sound, Footman walk, okay. Well, emissary walk, okay. Beer run sound, peasant run sound, talk walk, talk salute. We have peasants run sound, okay. Peasant run sound, walk and run. These don't need anything. We have these two sounds to the night, perfect. And we should be okay. We have also attached the sounds for the air transport, which I can't seem to find. Where is the air transport? Where is it? I can't see him. Okay, here we are, and I did. Okay. Now, what we also need to do. If you checked, we have a bit of problem in the way the two peasants are repairing our unit. The two peasants starts from here and go there to repair. We have E here and goes here. We need to put it a bit closer in order to be closer to the Zeppelin. We have an F here and we need to be closer. So we need to like go here. Hopefully it will not break pathfinding, but this is something we can only see upon trying. Once we've done that, we have a bit of problems in the cameras for the second part. So the second part starts from wrong cinematic, starts from there and goes there. The first one is good, the second one is not. It should be much further on the right. Okay, something like that. Then we jump immediately to that one, which is too further to ahead. We need to go back because Arthas is here and we are not looking at Arthas now. And actually we can then improve for them. We can have this and this should be fine. This one is the second one, the latest one is this. This is the second one and we need to move it a bit here in order to better center Arthas, and this one should be a bit lower in order to better see Muradin. Okay, let's try again before we make more changes. Armor merchant. If you speak again about pirating stuff, I will have to ban you from this chat. So please, I don't support piracy in any shape or form. So don't ask. This is not the right place to ask this kind of questions. Okay. We are starting again. And if you think this is boring, you can imagine how much time did I spend into refining the Culling cinematics, the first one. Because here at least I have creative freedom. In that one I had to imitate the Reforged demo. So that was very, very tedious. Okay. I think I have to edit this Zeppelin sound because it's too noticeable. It's a bit better, they're a bit closer.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We're to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
Well, my lord, your father had our troops.
This is
recalled.
much better.
Lord
Not yet
Uther's
perfect, but
request.
much better. This animation is too abrupt. This is better. Arthas is walking too slow.
Uther had my troops recalled? Damn it! If my warriors abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis.
I can move this a bit on the right, on the left, on the right, sorry.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
Burn down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
This should be a bit higher and a bit still on the right. Okay, so let's try to implement some of these changes. We are here already, so the first one is perfect, the second one not so much. We need to increase a bit the offset and move a bit here still. Then we have this final cinematic. This camera is a bit too distant, so we reduce the distance. A bit too much, I think. Okay, let's see if Muradin is visible. This is important. This now it's mostly okayish. I want to better center. So this is nice. Okay. This one is not perfect. They were a bit too centered. I need them to be a bit more, aligned a bit better. So I can try if I do something like that. Let me think, because I have to visualize this. They are a bit too close, and I need them to be. I think the best would be to move there. Let me try. This might take several tries. Okay. The first one is okay. Even we can move it even a bit more here. Then we have to turn Falric and Marwyn when they are moving. When Arthas is moving, so they should follow him. This also applies to Muradin, but I think I did it for Muradin. Let me check. So we have Arthas frustrated one. Muradin move. It should be before. So I didn't. Okay, let's make Muradin watch Arthas. Hello Flame, welcome to the stream and welcome to the chat. So we have Muradin. The last thing you will do is to move the heads, okay? Heads are the last thing you want to do. When you're happy with everything, you start moving heads, because sometimes head can be a bit tricky to move. So you want to do that for at the end. When he starts to move, and this starts too early, so this will at least be that time. Then when Arthas starts to move, we will wait something like 1 second half. This will become, you will become good at at multiplications, subtractions, and sums if you work and stuff like that. Then when you are here, you can actually do the same with both our beloved captains. So we can do the same with Falric, we can do the same with Marwyn. Here we are. Perfect. Now, they will rotate. I'm not that happy with how the peasants work with the Zeppelin, so I will try to make them closer even more. If this doesn't work, that means I have to disable collision while they do that. And this is very bad, but I mean, if I have no other choice, let me try. You go here, and you go here. Here. Perfect. This is fine, this was fine, that was fine, and the Zeppelin sound I will have to edit. I will edit it outside of this because it's not done with the editor, so I will do it outside of this stream. We have Maureen Fabric, this, it's okay. I think there is no need to have to see the face of Arthas when he speaks to the captain. I think we have a lateral view, it's more than enough. So I think I don't need additional cameras. Let me try once more and see if changes are effective. If we finish, I will also edit on stream the audio. I just don't want to do it if I have still stuff to do on the word editor. It's not because I don't want to do work on stream. It's just because I think you would like to see me working in the word editor instead of in an external audio editing software. Okay. I think I can also increase the sound of the peasants run. The peasants run is too low sounds. Of course, so I'll wait for everyone in chat. Don't forget to follow the Twitch channel. I'm doing a lot of close by streams in order to get to affiliate. This is what I hope, at least. I will still do streams afterwards, of course, but maybe I can avoid doing more than 2 per week. You know, it's so bad when it stops using the sound. It's so bad. It goes down. I like that. When it goes down, it's very nice. Perfect. I like the peasants now. They're good.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away
Sounds
on an
good.
errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
Yeah, I have to make him faster.
Captain, why are the guards not at
He
their
speaks too
posts?
fast, and this camera is too slow.
Lord, your father had our troops recalled.
This camera can be moved left and zoomed in. This doesn't play sound, it's bad.
Uther had my troops recalled.
This could be a bit
My warriors abandoned me.
higher
I'll
up.
never defeat Mal'Ganis.
and on the right.
The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Yeah, Fagrim,
Isn't that a
I
bit
decided
much,
that.
lad?
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
This is much better now, still a bit too low. I'm happy you like it, or Jane, because it's actually the design of Valon 14, wow. Except for the hammer, I didn't want to include the hammer because it's too different, too big departure from the captains, but otherwise it's how it's designed with the Lion of Stormwind. The iron units, yes, I was going to make the emissary a mage and have him teleport or something magic to speak, but people told me no, this is not so common, it's low and friendly, so we opted back for using the Zeppelin. I'm actually working on a different air transport which is of gnomish design in order to better fit the alliance, and so we will have an alliance air transport using gnomish design. and we will have still the air transport like it was. You can see the Zeppelin is just a placeholder, but what are the biggest limitations that you're experiencing during map development? Seems like a question you can ask during question and answer. It's not an easy question. Please, if you want to ask such a question, Disco Commandos, ask it more pertinent to what we're speaking about now. For example, if you want to know what the biggest limitation in cinematics and stuff like that. Because it's hard. In development there are a ton of limitations, but as I always say, limitations make you better. The more limitations you have when you design something, the better will be the things you create. Okay, if you are speaking about technical limitations, of course there are many, but not because of the word editor per se, mostly because the game is bugged. Okay, so I had to fix some stuff. For example, no, that one should be here. This should be better now because it should move here. And then we need to improve a bit some cameras. We have that camera, which is that camera. That camera can still be rotated a bit, moved back a little bit, like that, and then zoomed out just a tiny bit. Okay, let's see how that looks. Then, and that final one should be fine. It seemed fine to me. I have now that camera was good. Let me think. This is a small section I still have to do. Okay, but it's quite small, so I will do it once everything else is refined. I have to add a couple sounds that I was missing, and I can actually also make it speak a bit after. So we have Balloon Force, Salute Sound. Arthas is displeased. Let me wait a bit more here, because otherwise it will not work that well. Let's put this here. Then we want him to wait a bit much, just because it's not a pleasant situation. Pluton Talk Salute Sound. Yes, this is the same sound. Then we have here Arthas is in that, and then we wait a bit till it speaks, like something like that. Let's see where is Balloon 4 to move. It's after a bit of a while. So let me think. We can increase this a bit by 1 second, but we could. Okay, yes, because we move it before. Okay, it's here, so perfect. This is fine. Okay, this is fine. We could actually do something like this. Perfect. So now he first starts to move because he noticed the princess arrived, and then Arthas speaks, and so it's there when he speaks. Okay, something else I was missing. Okay, I was missing some background sound, so I will add them now. I will add a camp sound, which is not set to loop, if I am correct. Is this one sound? Maybe we also need to improve the run sound of this unit. Yes, please. A bit more sound when you move. Also, and this is good enough. This should be much higher in volume, because otherwise we can't hear the peasants. Okay, then we have the chop background, which is set to looping, and this should be there for all that part of cinematics. So when Arthas come, this is when it fades. Where are you going to fade, my dear friend? I miss this animation speed. time jump. Here is when. Now we will use cinematic 01, chopping sound, and here when we will fade, we are going to hear a bit of camp sound. Here or a bit earlier even. We will see. Let me just have a problem. It's too hard to find. I will find it manually. Okay, I need to make sure when this finishes, this should have something after. Okay, and this is like, we need a fade out here because of course we have a fade out, and then the cinematic send. This will not look good for now, but don't worry, this is intended. We have sound here, we have to stop sound, and the sound we want to stop is exactly that background sound. So we have shopping sound. Okay, so this should be quite good. I will have to recheck it. Let's see if everything works correctly. Okay, yes, and increase a bit the movement speed of artist because it moves really so fucking slow. This man, he's too slow. And this should be here. Should be here on the artist setup, and we will bring it up to 80. Okay, I hope I'm not going too fast. Okay, I hope you can follow what I'm doing. It's not so easy, I know, but I need to work. Okay, this is not a lesson. Danish characters don't have fashion. No, or Jane. In Reforged campaign, characters do have facial animations, unless they have something backed. I just called the default animations, and I'm sure to link the default animations because sometimes saving them up outside of the default campaigns cause the animation links to get broken. But they work in the Reforged campaign. It's just that they don't use them well. If you have a very tiny image of a face speaking, you cannot see the lip sync animations, and the portraits don't make them justice, in my opinion, because they are supposed to be used alongside additional animations we are not provided into the portraits. So this make everything a bit lifeless. It is possible, I think. But from my experience, at most it's a sync mismatch. It usually works. I mean, in my experience, it works. I'm not doing magic. Okay, people think I'm doing something magic, but it's not that true. Okay, let's try it again. And now it stops. I hate that thing. Oh my god, I can't hear this. So bad. Unshippable, literally unplayable. Okay, now I like the peasants.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lord Aran immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We to just pick up and leave?
Sorry, I'm a bit cold, a bit hot.
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
Well, my lord, your father had our
A bit
troops recalled
to the left.
at Lord Uther's request.
A bit to the left, but it's nice. I like this. A bit to the left. A bit faster this cinematic.
Uther had my troops recalled.
This camera.
Damn it! If my warriors abandon me, I'll never
A
defeat
bit
Mal'Ganis.
higher. The
Ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
This could be rotated a bit.
Burn down to their frames.
I like this
No one
shot
goes
so
home
much.
until our job here is done.
I love this shot. I love this one. Really love it. Okay, this is expected because I prepared the fade out for a part that is not yet there, so it's that double fade is expected. So let's try to fix additional mistakes. I can even improve a bit, I think, here the part around the Zeppelin. Let's see. E1. Wait here. Okay. Then I add some cameras, and I have this camera to edit. This should be, I think, this side, if I'm not mistaken. Let's move both in order to have a straight diagonal line, and this should be fine, I think. Let's see. If I'm not too much, I will. This should be fine. If it's centered, it's okay. Then I need to. The part with Meridian is a bit not well aligned, and I need to do something like that. Hopefully this is better, we will see. Then we have that one that is too low. We need to increase the Z offset a little bit, maybe not too much because there is Meridian. We have this one, we need to increase the speed of this one and the other one. So then we have to make the cam sooner. No, not enough, Disco Commandos. Nothing has managed to break this yet. Momentarily, some bugs, some crashes, but nothing I couldn't fix at most a week, and that applies to every map. Okay, so we have one situation in which the Balloon 4 salute sound is not well timed. And this is when he stops saluting the emissary. This is also. Oh, right. Also, this is a mistake on my end. This should be another music, because we need to have the same music we had in the original Warcraft 3. Tragic Confrontation. I think it's better for this situation. It's the original one in the original cinematic in the classic game. Then we go back to the Balloon 4 solid sound. We want to do something like that. Let's see if this works, as I think it should. Now we go back to this final cameras here, and we have this camera is when Atlas is moving. This should be, let's use this value. I think eyeballing it should be fine, and then we should also make this a bit faster here. Maybe increase this a little bit. Okay. Chopping sound, the camp sound should be made earlier. And when we are happy, when I am happy, and usually if I am happy, most people playing this will be happy. I will move the ads, okay, and add all ads movement where it's appropriate. There is already ads movement for the first part, the second part does not, and then I will add the final part. And then we'll be done, and this will be awesome. Okay, so goodbye Disco Commandos, have a nice evening you too. Allora, sorry, I was speaking Italian. If I don't think about it, I will speak Italian. Let me check where is the camp sound. It's a bit above here. Let's make the camp sound here, and we also need to increase a bit the volume of the camp sound. Hello Zodiac and welcome. A fellow Italian and the best voice actor for zombies you could ever want. Okay, so we have this sound. This should be a bit higher. Okay, choppy ground is a bit too low. I couldn't even hear it basically. Hey there, hello Jean, my dear French friend and one of our best translators in our Discord. Happy to see you here. You know, the end of the second act is approaching, and as such, a huge localization effort will be soon required from all of you. Let's test this again. I had to change some animations for the culling when I saw it played in different languages, because the translation from Blizzard changes some the order of some sentences, and so certain animations didn't make sense. So I had to also make stuff a bit less animated. I cannot have too many movements at specific point when they speak, because this changes with translation. So I have to be a bit more neutral if I can. I love any help you could provide, people. Perfect, this music is amazing. This is the one you heard in Classic. So much time ago.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We're to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, men.
Perfect.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
Still a bit to right.
Well, my lord, your father had our troops recalled at Lord Uther's request.
Uther had my troops recalled. Damn it!
A bit
If my
right, this
warriors abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis. The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much,
A bit
lad?
to the left, this one.
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
What do you think? You think I should add some additional musical track beside the first one when it starts? Because that one is very, very evocative for the original game, the classic one. And I think it even works without a music track here. I actually think it's even more dramatic without music track. But I'm open to suggestion. Or good tracks. I heard some of the tracks from I asked in the Discord, some tracks for the Dragonblight, but still I don't think they are so much fitting here, because they don't fit with the mood of the campaign, while they fit with the environment. For a bit in the gameplay, I like the fact that that the music starts when the gameplay starts. It's a bit dividing. But if another one, a different one when Arthur starts talking, which one? Because it's not an easy task. So we have already two different votes. So let me check. This one is still. Let's move it a bit. Yeah, okay. Then I have that one, which is a bit too on the left. I move on the right, my friend. Okay. Then I have this Muradin one, which is too on the right, so we move this also on the left. These two artists seems nice. I like them so much. This is still a bit too slow, because probably I have some kind of. Where are you? Where are you? The sounds is quite nice now. I can't always hear this damn Balloon Fort salute sound. I don't understand why. Yes, because not ended, but it should have ended. I don't understand. This is weird. Very, very weird. Yeah, Balloon 4. When Balloon 4 leaves, salute sound again, salute sound again. We have all of these things. We have that one. I have this one, so I can reduce this. Maybe this is enough. Maybe one this and that by that. This other one is nice, but it has some problems. So I can try to reduce a bit and see if this helps, because it was a bit flickering, because it's moving alongside the character, and so this is not so good to see. Okay, and so let's try once more. You can understand, after for each cinematic I have always done so much. Okay, some are simpler, and so they require many less steps and tests, but in general they require a ton of time, and you can understand why it's long and why I don't even love so much watching my own cinematics after I've done them. They seem so much boring to me. I know them by memory, each one. Hello, boss Seki bro. The hardest name in the chat right now, probably. After Hello Jean. No, it's almost an hour we are working on that. Yeah, like actors who don't watch their own movies. In this case, directors who don't watch their own movies. You know what? I think I could delay a bit tragic confrontation here and start when I come closer, and even make a bit fade in by increasing the volume slowly. Like starting here very slowly and then increasing, so it will better blend to the end of this speaking session between them.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Yeah, exactly, guys.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
I always forget to do one little adjustment.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
This is much better.
Well, my lord, your father had our troops recalled at Lord Uther's request.
Still can go a bit on the left. Now it is better.
Uther had my troops recalled. Damn it! If my warriors abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis. The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
A bit on the right.
Isn't that a bit much,
A
lad?
bit on the left, this one.
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
It's amazing how this engine, while being sold, can do such amazing things. I mean, this is even better than many StarCraft 2 cinematics. I mean, as possible quality, I mean, is incredible. So I still don't like that D2 interpolation. This one I don't like, so we'll reduce the time. Let's go, less time. Then I am going to change tragic confrontation, and so we here will have no music. I don't remember how to do the no music. There are some things it cannot be, but yes, usually it can be many things. We still have tragic confrontation here. Hate betray, yes. It's an incredible game. With no music, we can stop this. Then we can go with that. And we can start this when it lands. So we can type, I think, start here. Like, even without wait. And we can start at something like let's say 75. We can then go we want to wait until that. We can go here. This is like at half it, and then we can go here, and this is like almost the end, and then we'll be picked here, and then it will go. So no music at the beginning and tragic confrontation music then. Then I told that I had this one can still be a bit more like that, and I think we can even get it a bit closer. Maybe I can do this a bit. This will change everything, my god. Why I cannot be satisfied with some fucking shot and just call it a day. This should be still a bit wrong on right, and then we have that one that should be a bit on the left. Okay, and we should be set. Let's try again. Yes, perfectionism. Don't you like it? Do you want me to rush things? I can do it. It's quite easier actually. I always say that to myself. It's something I like, then probably, very probably, also other people will like. I mean, of course, I'm speaking technically, not on a taste level. Of course, I can like something you can dislike. But if I like technically something, probably it's done well enough that most people will like it technically. They might not like it from a design perspective, but technically they would like it. I think as of now, this has always proved true in my experience. This is usually true for everything in life for me, so it's not only the game. You know what? This could be a bit higher, man. No, maybe not. A bit higher. No, it's okay. It's okay. This is good enough. Also, with the I can start a bit lower volume. This is too abrupt. Because the fucking music is abrupt. It's a music problem.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
Way to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Yes. I know the story already, emissary.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
a bit better now. Oh my god.
Why are the guards not at their posts?
Arthas without head.
Well, my lord, your father had our troops recalled at
I had
Lord
to
Uther's request.
increase the offset. It is quite good now.
Uther had my troops recalled.
A bit.
Damn it!
Mm,
If my
still a bit on the
warriors
right.
abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis.
Because you want them to be
The
centered.
ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
This is almost good.
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
Yes, the head is the last thing I will do. I don't always want people to face each other perfectly with their body. Sometimes it's nice to have their head rotate a bit. So I think that this is what we'll do with Arthas and Valenfort. I think you're speaking about them, not Muradin, because it's deliberate for Muradin to not be aligned with Arthas at the beginning of the where he's speaking. Okay, so we have this one, and we have beheaded Arthas. So we don't want to behead Arthas. Let's see, maybe this way could be fine. And here we have. This is okay, this is. I think I can do something like that. Yes. And here I can go a bit. Still a bit and a bit low. Well, not too much, because otherwise I will behead Arthas. Maybe I think I can get. No. This is a bit better, probably. And then I have also seen another thing. I have seen that I have 2 units moving. This is in the first part on the background that they don't find well one of each other. So I am going to fix that. The repair, that's not here. It should be there. Peasant A and Peasant B. This delay is too small. Now this should be better delay. Unless I am a moron and they are the wrong order, because this is a possibility. This is, let me see, this is B and should start first and then A. Okay, this is the problem. So we can reduce this to 30 and this one be inverted. This should be better in the background. We can still increase a bit the sound of the camp, like to 90. I think this will be fine, and I cannot increase this anymore. So, but I hope this will be heard. And then it should be fine. I don't like that so much, so I'll go back here. Thinking about that. Let me hear this sound. Toto. This should be good this way. I don't understand why sometimes it doesn't work as intended. Let's keep it as it was, because this was the best version. This way. Okay. So let's see if we don't have them be added anymore. This is quite nice. I hope I can move the head soon, because I need to move a bit the head of Valenfort, Arthas and Muradin. And then we should be ready. Let's hope these shots are good now. I'm quite confident. It's a long and tedious work. but it's fun. I mean, this is very artistic. You can really create something new with this. It's not like something so technical. It's more like working on a movie, something like that. And I like doing this kind of things. I don't like only work technical side of things because it gets dull after a while, and I don't always like to be creative because you can't always be creative. So I like to do both, and by intertwining the two, you get the better of the two worlds. In my opinion, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot to improve tragic confrontation start. Oh my gosh. Well, I will include the heads in the next one, so we will do it there.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We should just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
Perfect in the background.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
Well, my lord, your father had our troops recalled at Lord Uther's request.
I like this now. I can even zoom in and make it up a bit. This is perfect.
Uther had my troops recalled? Damn it!
Perfect.
If my warriors abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis. The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
Okay. I think the shots are nice now. First time watch this, and every time since the view from over the shoulder make it look high, his belly chest on fire because it's red. You mean that? Flynn, because it's red. I had to recolor him. Because in WoW is an elf with blonde hair, mostly blonde hair, and a white dress. So I will have to do that. Oh, the campfire. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So it's all quite nice now. It seems to be good. This one can still be up a little bit and close it in a bit. Like that. Okay. Everything else seems fine. We need to still reduce a bit the time because I don't like this. Move to D2, it's too slow. So we drop to 1, to 4. And then I told I have to fix tragic confrontation and add the ads. So let's go to tragic confrontation first, and we start at like 35%. Then we will go up. This is a bit too soon. Let's say here 40. Then here 45. Then here 50. Then here we increase the jump. 70. 85. Voilà. Let's see if we can spread this out a little bit. This is okay. This should be 85. This is not needed. We can just go here. And this should be okay. This should be okay. It's even a bit too close, but I think we can go with that. Well, now let's yes, this could be nice. Problem is the animation for that is the attack animation, and so it's not easy to represent that correctly. I will need a custom animation to attack on the ground, something like that, and it's not something that Arthas can do on its own, because he will just move its hammer mid-air with an animation which is a bit excessive from the cinematic animations I usually use. This is the problem, one of the limitations. I'm working with a finite set of animations. Yes, otherwise it will look really bad. I did something like that when Uther smashes the mirror image of the Blade Master in the second mission, but it's not possible to do more than that. I mean, that it's a bit the highest level you can do something like this with these animations without looking really, really bad. Because it will look bad. If it looks bad, it's not something you should add, especially when you're speaking about animations. Okay, so let's face each other now, and we need to find the action, and I can't find it because there is too much stuff and I'm too tired. It's probably there somewhere. Lock. Okay, here we are. And here we will lock. Arthas arrives at camp. Arthas move from 00 to 01. And here we immediately will lock Arthas' head to Valon Fort. We can actually lock it after, it's probably even better. We will adjust these values then when we see, as we see, because they are not always easy to adjust. And here we are. Then we have Valon Fort when Valon Fort arrives. So Valon Fort, move. And when we run that, after that, we will have Valon Fort looking at Arthas. Then here, when Muradin watches, when Muradin arrives, Muradin will watch Arthas, which will not. Thank you, Legion. Yes, we have a custom model for Arthas with custom textures, and it changes at each map to make it even worse. And then I will also use facial expressions to increase this even up as much as I can, in order to really show by shots, by everything, that he is going mad. He will no longer watch people while talking to them. He will have long silences. This is something I'm trying to stress through graphics and through animations and through cinematics in general. I hope to make justice for this character. So we have Muradin that watch Arthas, and then we have here Arthas that first watches Muradin. Yes, but not only the cape, also the armor is deteriorated. We have Arthas watching Muradin. Of course, for now, all the heights, this value are wrong. We will need to test and then change them. And now, when Arthas is like half way through on this conversation, and we go to sound length of 8 Arthas should be 10 divided by 2, so at half we will reset his face. He will no longer look at Muradin. mission, and we have reset body part facing, and we have thank you, Alajon. Yes, Flynn. He made separate versions. Yes. Oh, I think I already answered that. Sorry. It's you have to understand. Here we have one. We have to move this here. We have to move this here. And yeah, Arthas. We don't need to reset Arthas. We already resetted it. We need to reset Muradin. Sorry, I'm really tired, Flynn. You can understand. And of course, when Balon Fort moves away, you need to stop watching. So is one Arthas. Where are you? And here, Balon Fort will stop watching Arthas. Okay. So, yes, I must say I'm impressed. 18 viewers with a peak of more than 20. This is amazing. For watching me playing the same cinematics over and over and over. This is something awesome. I have to thank you all. Even all those who are watching and are not in chat. I thank you guys. This is really nice. I love it. Now let's expand the Patreon. Let's become affiliate to Twitch. Let's work for this. Okay. Let's test again. You will see now ads all watching of the the wrong widest places. I appreciate that. The only dumb thing is I have to replay it all each time because I can't skip it without incredibly hard logic to code. I mean, I can skip everything, but skipping only a section, it's only something I do for interludes. In interludes, you can skip sections. They're called scenes. You can skip them. They're like sub-cinematics.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Goodbye, Mr. Emissary. So polite.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, man.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
They're not really watching each other correctly.
Well, my lord,
They should
your
both
father had our
move
troops recalled
towards
at
me.
Lord Uther's request.
Towards the angle of the camera. And it should stop watching Balon Fort. Okay, amazing thing, I forgot to reset it now. This is awesome.
Damn it!
Is
If my
nice.
warriors abandon me, I'll
Muradin
never defeat
is
Mal'Ganis.
looking nice now, I know.
The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much?
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here
Here
is
should
done.
look down. And it should stop looking it. Yeah, Arta said it's amazing. I love this. I love this effect. Sorry. When this happens, it's always so fun. Oh my god. And you should do it now. Oh no. And it happens much more than you think, okay? It happens basically all the times I do this. Sometimes I had something even better than that. I have some characters looking at itself. So the end is it was one of the most fun thing I ever did. Basically, by mistake, I saw Arthas, watch Arthas, and then Arthas, poof, head completely gone. Because he was trying to watch his own origin in the model, so it's inside himself. Okay, so, okay, we need to move, yeah. So we have this position, and so we know that by going this direction we are reducing mostly the epsilon. So we increasing the epsilon, so we need to increase the epsilon in that too. We want to add Arthas, this is 100, it's better, and increase the epsilon. Let me try by like 80, and then E will go a bit up because Arthas is a bit higher, and still let's do a bit like 80 again. Let's try this. Then I will probably finish next time. I will turn it once more and then we'll finish next time. And now this should all work. Now this is nice. Muradin, it's okay. It's incredibly okay, Muradin. We can even increase it up a bit just to give a bit better of the illusion. And then we have Arthas, and he should look at Muradin. It seems okay-ish. Maybe not really in front enough. Let me check the regions. This is Arthas, and this should be Muradin. So it should be a bit there, so a bit less in the x-axis. So we need to make like -40, and here we will go to 80. And we try again, and then we stop. Okay, guys. Hope you had fun. Let's see if any neck still breaks or not. Thank you, Zodiac. Who knows? Maybe one day you will be the one who will develop on stream something in the Warcraft 3 editor. Who knows? Who knows? I want to see you develop things, guys. And if I don't answer, someone will send me stuff. It's just because I have not had enough time to watch it yet, but I should watch. If I don't, please ping me again because I just forgot. Hello, Mr. Zeppelin. Da, 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 da.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We're to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
To hell with the undead. We'll cut our way through the woods, men.
Captain, why are the guards not at their posts?
Well, my lord, your father had our troops recalled.
Balloon 4 should be higher and Arthas too much right. Now no longer head snapping. Amazing stuff.
Uther had my troops recalled? Damn it! If my warriors abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis. The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
Okay, you see the effect now. It still needs a bit of refining, so I'm not ending here today. I will probably end this tomorrow on myself, on my own terms. Okay,
Let's do this.
let's do this. It doesn't look great now. It looks acceptable now. Great is another thing. Okay, so guys, what can I say? I really enjoyed this stream, and I am happy to see you all here. And now the streaming is ending, so I wish you a good night, good evening, wherever you are. Don't forget to follow here on Twitch. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and if you have money to spare, you want to support the project, the Patreon page is linked here and everywhere else. You can find it everywhere literally. Consider supporting. I really appreciate supports, because this is a long and big work. So I guess we'll see each other the next stream. I hope you had fun as much as I did, and good night. Have a nice day, evening, whatever. Bye bye guys, and no more Arthas head snapping. I promise.